You ever preach for? Like, nope. I'm
Yeah. No, I got this thing called the Biblia.
Yeah.
I can't read it because I don't speak Spanish.
I figured I'd start in Lamentations. That felt like a good book to start in.
I just like saying it. Well, we're going on that note. We're going to go over the Passover. I'm going to go over the feasts.
Oh, crap. You had something prepared. I didn't even know.
And I do. And
Sitting here rambling away.
I didn't care. We're here. We'll finish up with this, but I'm going to go through the feasts and do a small series on those, and we're going to start with the Passover. We're not going to go deep. We're just going to, my thing was I didn't know. I knew what Passover was from and why, but there's a lot of them I just didn't know why, and so I thought it'd be cool to kind of touch base on them and skim over them. And some people can have some idea as to what it is and why, and whether or not you choose to honor them or whatnot. That's totally up to you. The Lord said, "Hey, this is what's going to happen. I want you to do so." Jesus might have fulfilled all that. Again,
it's one of those things where if you don't do it, it's no big deal, no big problem. If you do it, you'll get a blessing out of it. So you do it for the blessing.
Correct. Yeah.
Don't do it, no blessing, no big deal.
One thing I did not know: Passover is it's like Pesach.
Huh?
It's called Pesach. Pesach. It's the way it's called. It's really neat. Anyway, Passover is observed on 14 Nisan, which is March or April. And in Leviticus, there's when God gave Moses command of the feast that he wanted everybody to pay attention to and hold on to. So Leviticus 23, we'll just do 4 and 5. I'm just going to read these. These are real short scriptures. I don't have a whole lot here. I think I'm lying to you, but we'll go. These are the chapter 23, verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, holy convocations, of which you shall proclaim at their appointed times. On the 14th day of the first month, at twilight, is the Lord's Passover. And their day starts at dawn, sunset, right?
Yeah, twilight.
Twilight is when their day starts. And so they will, as the 14th day of the first month, they always have it at that twilight morning. Exodus 12, 1 through 4, also, it was just a couple of scriptures that talk about it. It says, Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Which I thought was kind of really interesting, because that's not something I ever pay attention to, because we don't pay attention to that calendar. Yeah. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month, every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it. According to the number of persons, according to each man's need, you shall make your count for the lamb. And what this does is it commemorates God's deliverance of Israel out of Egypt. So Egypt... they were enslaved for years.
400.
400. I wanted to say, yeah. I didn't want to lie at first. Say it. There, Egypt had the Jews enslaved for 400 years. God called Moses to lead the people of Israel to the promised land, freeing them from slavery. It's a cute cartoon on this. I recommend it. It's a good one. Pharaoh refuses to let the free labor go. He's like, hey, no. We're doing good work here. We got some things we're doing. We got some plans.
Oh, yeah.
God sends 9 plagues to convince Pharaoh to do so. He refuses for all of those time frames, of course. Then he says, he states that the firstborn of every home will die. He's basically just going to do his 10th plague, and he's going to kill the firstborn of every household. Everyone will die if the doorpost the frame posts of the home are not covered with the blood of a perfect lamb.
That attracts some flies like crazy too.
It's insane how many animals they would have had just to keep up with
thousands.
The amount, they just had huge herds constantly.
Yeah,
and they're about to get thinned out, of course. But.
Yeah, the sheep breed quick though too.
Yeah, and again that's so the night of the 10th plague, the night that the 10th plague was carried out, the Lord passed over. He skipped every house with a perfect blood sacrifice over the door frames. Every firstborn of Egypt, including Pharaoh's, was dead by morning. And this also included, we'll go into it more in depth, but a little more. But it also included animals, which I thought was very interesting too, as the Lord was solid on his word. We're going to go to Exodus 12. This kind of talks about it. I'm going to go to huge depth because you could have so much, we could spend hours talking about this and go into really heavy.
So, what's fascinating is that they didn't have to use lamb's blood to stop the angel of death from killing all their firstborn. God just chose them to have that symbol to look out for the lamb in the future.
I should have just given this to you.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Sorry.
It's funny because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So in Exodus 12, verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night and will strike all firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt, which I thought was interesting. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. Exodus 12:29, and this is when it occurs. So the Egyptian, of course, snuffed it off, and the Jewish people, I imagine pretty much all of them, because it states that basically all of Egypt, but they went through and sacrificed and put the blood out on the doorpost. Exodus 12:29, and it came to pass at midnight that the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, which I did not remember that, and all the firstborn of the livestock. So it's very interesting that it mentioned, even if you're in the dungeons, you're getting rough with this kind of concept.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more to it in there, but that was something I did not remember. I just don't remember reading that verse and having that part in it. We're going to go to 30. So Pharaoh rose. I mean, if you're in prison, how are you getting around this? You're like, wait, no. Oh, I got kids back at the house. What are we doing here? Somebody call the wife. Verse 30.
That's what you get for being a criminal. How dare you steal that bread when you're starving?
Pharaoh rose in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And I remember in that little cartoon, that scene, that was really cool.
He was like, wait, I'm 21 years old, but I am technically his firstborn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, am I dying?
Yeah, I've got
or is
6
it
kids.
my kid dying?
Yeah, I've got 6 kids, and I'm 40, am the firstborn.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's why every single household had somebody dead in it.
Yeah, everybody was crying about it. So this event is remembered. This historical event is remembered to this day through the Feast of Passover. So this is a big, big deal, of course, because this is when they were allowed to go free. Jesus ate the Passover feast with his disciples and stated that he was eager to do so before he suffered, and that he would not eat it again until the kingdom of God returned. And I'm trying not to burn through all this, but
so if you take the time from the time that Jesus ate that Passover meal to the days to which he was crucified, it's the same amount of time from when God told the Israelites to put blood on their door jamb to when the angel of death came through. That's amazing.
That's really cool. The lineup is just brilliant. And
it was 6 days, I think, or something like that.
Correct. I think it's 6 and 7. Like absolutely brilliant. Luke 22. Then came the day of unleavened bread, and when the Passover must be killed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, "Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat." So they said to him, "Where do you want us to prepare?" And he said to them, "Behold, when you have entered the city, a man will meet you carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him into his house, which he enters, whether he wants you to or not."
It's like, what if? I mean, it can't be that uncommon for somebody to carry a pitcher of water.
I think they would just get the feeling of it. They would know. Oh yeah, that's him.
Of course,
not the dirty one. No. The one with the.
I guess it'd be rare for a man to carry a pitcher of water, though. There's lots of women carrying.
That's probably true too. Yeah.
There's one dude. He's like, "My wife won't come here to get my water." He's all grouchy.
He's got his own restaurant or something. They're staying upstairs. I don't know. That's where all the food. Yeah.
It's like, well, Lord, how will we know who he is? Like, he'll be the only dude carrying water.
He's the one that's got the limp. At 11, Luke 22:11. Then you shall say to the master of the house, the teacher says to you, where... Actually, he just says it's a dude. He doesn't really say that he just follow him. So it's not. It's just a servant. The teacher says to you, I mean, it could be, where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you a large furnished upper room there, make ready. And so they went and found it just as he had said to them, and prepared the Passover. And when the hour had come, he sat down with the 12 apostles with him. And he said to them with fervent desire, he was really he really had waited for this. He was eager for this. With fervent desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say to you, I will no longer eat of it until it is fulfilled in the kingdom of God. Jesus was the perfect sacrifice, which is killed on Passover, fulfilling prophecy, and again foreshadowed in that one event there, and redeeming a sinful world, the Lamb of God, who takes away from sin from the world. That's John 1:29 there. So,
you know something else that's fascinating?
Fascinated.
So whenever they prepared a lamb for sacrifice,
yes,
they would anoint it with oil, like good smelling oil, perfume type oil, on the hoofs and on its head. They'd pour oil on his hoofs and oil on his head.
Okay, I knew about the hoofs. I didn't know about the head.
Yeah, same thing with Jesus. When he is at that lady's house and she breaks out that anointing, she anoints
his feet.
And then the next time he's at the next house, the lady pours oil over his head.
Wow.
And then he's crucified.
Too crazy.
Bible fulfilled.
A few tidbits on this one.
Even the hyssop branch. I forgot about the hyssop branch.
Go for it.
So when he told the Israelites to spread blood on the door jamb, he said use a hyssop branch.
Correct. Use hyssop.
When Jesus is on the cross and he says, I thirst, they put a sponge on the hyssop branch, put it in sour wine, and put it up to his mouth.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember the hyssop branch in the Leviticus, but...
Yeah. Hyssop branch to feed Jesus the water.
That's awesome. Ugh. There's it in my throat.
Bible fulfilled.
I'm back to Bible.
Don't die on me, dude.
Excuse me. I know,
Don't be dead, dude.
Jesus' parents traveled to Jerusalem yearly to celebrate Passover. At the age of 12, he went with them. Normally, when you did this, the entire village would almost be going. Like everybody went to it.
Oh, there's nothing else.
Because it's once a year, and you're going to go and fulfill it.
What else is there to do?
What are you throwing up?
Huh?
What are you going to do? You said you
My kids have never seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No way.
I just realized it.
Wow.
I have to correct this.
You've got something great.
They have seen Major Payne.
You got something great to look forward to. I think Bill and Ted's is just a really joyful, goofy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And it's nice to see Keanu Reeves at his prime. I'm going to go to Luke 2:41. The Passover lamb must be a perfect male with no blemishes. That's in Exodus. I don't know why I said Luke 2:41. I read the wrong line.
That'd be
and
tough
the
to
cup
find.
of the cup of the Lord's Supper. You think it would be something you're like, oh no, what if you don't? You know, like that kind of the cup. I think the Lord always provided that one. The cup of the Lord's Supper is the third cup of the Passover Seder. There's a cup of redemption. The bread of the Lord's Supper is the afikomen. I'm saying that wrong. It is the matzah that is broken, hidden, found, brought for a price, and then eaten to end the meal. Afikomen means I came in Greek. And the Lord's Supper is the I came. A fulfillment of that. I just thought that was cool, and I knew you would have more to add to it. And so I wanted to do it here instead of doing like a solo one. But
I'm a wealth of
randomness is all we need.
knowledge that means nothing to no one.
We've been here for an hour and a half, and I'm going to cut this whole video down to 12 minutes. So it doesn't matter.
It's my best work.
But I want to wrap this one up before my spine gives out on me. And we'll just do a shorter one unless you have anything else you want to throw out there. It's been slow for us just because it's just winding down and stuff that we've been.
Summertime's crazy. It's always crazy in summertime.
Yeah, summer's bad. I all the trash that I've been taking out nonstop and stuff.
After December, things will slow down from December to like March.
Yeah.
I'm usually coasting. I'm good. But
the girls have been buying a bunch of stuff for their room, so I've been putting together shelves and chairs and bookcases and all kinds of junk and like cabinets and really cool 3D printer cabinet. We have a STEM teacher, and she's got several 3D printers, but they gave her a cabinet to put the filament in on the big spools, and you put them in there, and it dries them out, pulls all the moisture out of them before you use them. And I was like, oh, okay, I want to get one of these.
You have a kiln.
I was like, yeah, buddy, you know. So I've got like 10 spools. I buy them in packs of 10 because it's dirt cheap if you do it that way. And so I've got like 10 spools out there. I'm like, man, it'd be great to just have that. But so I've been putting together a lot of stuff, and then everything that they get, I mean, we're talking hundreds of packages have come in. All that cardboard and all that packaging paper. And I have one teacher who has this amazing recycling program that she uses, but it's really hard to house all that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You break it all down and pile it up, and she does great about putting it in her little minivan. And her poor kids just are so sick of this, you know. And she hauls it off to them. The recycle company gives the school all kinds of cool stuff back. You know, they bought a bunch of cleaning supplies one year, and they bought a bunch of other stuff and all. They give toys out for the community during Christmas time, based on just a percentage of the donations we bring in. They dump a bunch back and all. And so she's really she loves that part of that program. But my Lord, we're talking, it had to be like 600 boxes or something like that, all the packaging paper, all the bubble wrappy things that it has or whatever. The best are the boxes in the boxes with a box in it.
Oh, yes, I love that.
Come on, Enigma.
We used to do these Dart Wars for preteens, where you take all the cardboard boxes that you get your hands on and you make like a kind of like a maze out of it.
Yeah.
Little trap doors, whatnot, and then you give them all a bunch of darts. The cheap dart guns that load one dart at a time.
Yes.
And you cock it back and you shoot it. And let them go to town, man. We had little prisons, so when you got shot, you had to go to the prison, and then somebody could sneak in and try to break you out. So all those whenever somebody talks about like large amounts of cardboard boxes, I'm like, we could have a dart war. Let's hook all these other. You went in a gymnasium full of freaking boxes all duct taped together.
I've had the Ultimate Wars. Oh my gosh, dude! Like I've shared this. I'm sure I've shared this because this is like my favorite thing. We had massive, huge, gigantic building. That was our teen center, and it had a gymnasium on it. Sports pretty much ran the gymnasium or whatever, But we had the gymnasium onto it, and then a bunch of rooms. Each classroom sort of had like your art room, your computer lab room. Then you have like. I had one room I turned into a movie theater, and like I had reclining chairs, and had a big giant screen, and I moved the army from CDs and DVDs to Apple TV, so like we revolutionized because it was so the kids would have to come up and like basically rent a disc from you, so to speak. They have to beg you for it, And then I'd have like a couple of my guys that would work there, like old time Marines, be like 20 push-ups, you got the movie, that kind of thing. Yeah. And the kids they're like, I don't ever ask for a movie around here. It's just dumb. It just takes you. I'm like, you've been in school all day, you don't want to do that. So now they can just access it. We're not losing discs, and people aren't stealing them or games or stuff. I was like, I said, and the lawyers have the accounts, and so the contractors have the accounts. So they can always access it and whatnot. We had a haunted house every year as a fundraiser.
I remember those days.
And that haunted house was the biggest Nerf war you ever saw. It was epic. So I had all the kids, and we'd have soldiers for days come in. We had a program we put together. I started it, and the kids took off with it. And normally that's how it works. Teenagers are phenomenal when they're not on cell phones. And this was cell phones existed, but it was just for taking pictures of stuff. They weren't spending every week.
Yeah.
They wanted to be together. They wanted to be out doing stuff and talking and creating the memory concept. So I taught them how to do makeup, bruises, zombies, cuts flesh. We would take toilet paper, glue it to their faces, and then paint it, and they'd have big open wounds and all that. And then they just took off with it. Then I had another kid who was phenomenal with woodwind photography stuff. And if I've shared this, I'm sorry, just deal with it. You've never seen that anyways. Yeah. And she would teach them how to do photographs. So we take them out in the woods, and we have these amazing photo shoots of zombies. And it was great. And I'm probably have pictures of it buried everywhere. It was just so much fun. And Halloween would come around. So I had a group of like 5 kids who would just do makeup.
That's cool.
And then they would make up stuff I never even thought of. Like we had this one girl come in, and she had her hair pulled up, and she was a soldier. Beautiful. And she had this crazy doll dress on, and she had her hair pulled up, and she came in, she's like, I don't really have anything scary with her. And one of my girls was like, oh, have a seat. And she put this big monstrous bruise of a hand across her neck that I'd never taught her before. She'd seen it somewhere, and it had like all these like dead blistery things coming out of her face or whatever. And they put her in a rocking chair. Done.
Yep.
You walk into one room. So the idea was you came in and you paid like $1. It was just a small fundraiser for one of the programs. You came in and you went through the building with a tour guide for a first few minutes just to kind of get you going, and that tour guide would die. And there's zombies throughout. I had every Nerf gun you could think of. Okay? I had 2 guys at the entry point that would shoot rounds as you went in for cover fire kind of a thing. We had all kinds of stuff. So the kids loved it because they knew their friends were in there, along with some of the soldiers were, but they knew their friends were in there, as zombies. You go through and you would shoot, and you would try to find objects in the rooms or in the areas. There was 5 objects hidden, and we told them we need these objects to get out of here. I had a truck parked in there, which was so illegal. Yeah. The Japanese fire department was so lenient with me. Like the Alaskan fire department, the chief hated me. I called him Satan to his face. Like, it was his name. To this day, I never knew his name. And I mean, I made him look stupid so many times that he's that guy who should have retired 20 years prior.
Of course.
And you got to tear all this down. You can't have any of this stuff. You got to tear it all down. And I'm like, I've got 300 something kids coming in here in 5-10 minutes, coming into the facility for a big event we're doing. And this one classroom, we picked our biggest, most gigantic, huge classroom. And I made a little haunted house in it for elementary school kids. This wasn't teenagers, elementary school. You have to tear it all down. You have to tear it all down. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not going to happen. I was like, if you want this down, the colonel has to come and tell me to my face to tear it down. I don't care. You go to the colonel, because the colonel's kid is in my program. I said that no matter where I was, because they never knew. They never
check it. Yeah.
And if it was true, then you would know it was true, because my program would got whatever it wanted. You know? Yeah. Well, he's like, well,
get the garrison commander down here.
Exactly. Well, just tell the garrison commander to help you tear it down. I'll tear it all down for him. You tell. Well, he says, well, I've got 2 guys that are on duty this weekend, and they have to be responsible for this. And so, no, I said, then bring them in here, and you tell them that I will take down what they don't want up. Bring them in here, and I know them. They're parents, and so I'm like, they're right there. That's them, right? That's who's staying, right? And the fire station's our neighbor. Like, those guys lived with us.
Oh my gosh, they're right next door.
They're right next door.
That's so stupid.
They literally, we had a kid crack his head open. They were there in 30 seconds, jumping the fence.
Yeah.
They're like, here we are, you know. Like,
well, they're bored too. They got nothing to do.
And we're like, hey, we're not even off the phone yet, and they're already out there patching them up. The ambulance is coming, you know. So the guys come up, they're like, dude, this is sick. Can we dress up? Can we get in there? And I'm like, I'm just sitting there. I had the biggest. I mean, I'm smiling in his face, like, get out of my life. You know, quit making me miserable. You know, I'm trying to do some cool stuff for the kids. We spent like a week prepping this room.
There's a special place in hell for people like that.
Oh, he was just a miserable human being. Well, the Japanese guy. So I drove a truck into my gym. I shouldn't say this out loud, but I did. I drove a truck into my gymnasium. Because the Japanese trucks are tiny. They're itty bitty. I'm like, if I take out the center bar, this will fit no problem, right? And my staff's like, oh yeah, sure. I don't know. Whatever, yeah. Fold the mirrors in kind of thing. We're like, I just creep up. I get her into the gym, pull all the way around, get her to line up straight to the double doors there, pull the little centerpiece out, right through there. You know, park it. And I'm like, cool. Now we've got a focal point. So when they all come in, the first thing you see is this truck that's flashing. It's got zombies hanging outside of it. The teens are like honking on the horn when they fall forward, stuff like that. You know, it's just cool. Japanese firefighter comes in. The fire department in Japan they were Japanese contractors, and he comes in. He's like, oh, okay, and I'm like, okay, I know how to deal with you, so let's go. You know,
we won't turn it on. I promise.
The chief was like very close to us. She just wasn't there at the time, and she was like She loved our program because our music program. She was a manager of several bands or something like that. Like my drummer came from her. He was rated like top drummer in Japan by this magazine at one time. He was a phenomenal guy. So I was really hoping she would show up because it'd be like walk away kind of thing. Well, I didn't know this guy. I'd never seen him before. I'm like, all right, I know how to smooth talk these guys. I know how to, you know. And he goes, does that have fuel in it? Well, I didn't push it in here. Japanese people don't understand sarcasm at all. Not even the littlest bit. And I'm like, oh, back up, Charlie. Back up here. Yeah, I got to get this guy, you know. So, is it a lot of fuel? I was like, it's not a very big tank. It's not an American vehicle. I said, but.
A lot is ambiguous.
How much is you? He goes, how long will it stay? I said, it's a 3-day event. He's like, ooh. Okay. Promise me you'll get it out of here as fast as you can. I've got a giant fireball practicality. I mean, how often does it take in a car blow up or whatever anyways? But, I mean, it's pretty rare.
If somebody wanted to set it on fire.
Exactly. So if somebody wanted to sabotage it, but again, they could do that outside too, you know. So I wasn't like a jerk to him. I never would be. I was like, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I said, if you tell me to drive that truck out of this building right now, you and I will sit there and we'll drive it out. He goes, I don't want to sit in that thing when you drive out. Because he was looking at the doors like things. How did you get it? Eventually, he's like, how did you get it in here? You know? Like American ingenuity.
Yeah, we turned it on its side and we pushed it.
Which we could have done. It was a little tiny truck. But yeah, he was like, okay, promise me you'll get it out of here. I said, the night we're done, The last thing we do before we leave, I'm driving this truck out of here just for you. I promise you that. And I did. But the teens, the very last night of, I mean, it was a huge event. People would come 4 or 5 times through just for fun, you know. And we would have one deal where we'd turn on all the lights for the little kids. The little guys would come through, and they would just give them a Nerf gun, and they would just go through and just shoot all the teenagers. They would just kind of stand up and stuff like that. And some of the rooms, like I had one girl who would pull all of her hair out over her head, and she wore a nightgown, and she would crawl on her arms at you. The ring. And she was brilliant. She came out from behind this thing and would just come at you.
Ugh.
One year had a woman fetal position on the floor, couldn't move. Grown woman.
Yeah, that'd be my wife.
And it was like, what do? We turn all the lights on. We stop everything. We have people. I'm like, do I need an ambulance in here? I've never needed this before. I've never had what's going on here.
Sedator.
Like, somebody just slapped this one back into ignition. But so we, like I said, it was a big event. It was a lot of fun. Colonel would go through it. Would come through and see. The sergeant majors were always a blast. They're second in command of the garrison. They're in charge of the personnel. My Lord, they would go through hardcore and everything. They were always fun. They were just the goofiest people on the planet and stuff. The last day, we're talking blue bins. I'd have 3 of them full of Nerf darts. I would go to the local Toys R Us, and it would just be like an hour of just checking out. One item at a time, Nerf darts, Nerf guns. And we just clean them out of Nerf. I'm like, I need all of your Nerf guns and all of your Nerf darts. I will leave one of each behind. Is that okay? Huh? And they don't understand. Like, nobody's ever done that before. And I'm like, I've got $5,000 I'm buying worth of Nerf guns because that's the most I could spend in one store. So we would clean them out, and every year we would replenish the darts because they would just go straight. So I would go in and be like, we're gonna buy Nerf guns in October or before October, for the event. So just let you know I'm gonna buy Nerf darts, which it didn't matter. They had the same amount every time. It didn't matter if we wouldn't have cleaned them out. They didn't add to their. I'm telling you to buy more because I'm gonna clean you out.
Yeah.
Because in Japan it's rude to take everything. It's very rude. You don't take everything. You leave some behind for somebody else, which I tried to do. But I'm like, I've got 500 people. We had about 500 a day, I think, go through it. It was a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot. Everybody would show up just for fun because it's a big social deal period in that country, in the army bases. Anyway, army bases are very social. Everybody's outside just chilling. One year we had like hot dogs and stuff out there just for fun. That was all free and stuff. Well, anyway, to get to my point. At the end of each event, of each haunted house, the very last day, we would shut it down at 10 o'clock on the last one. And that's normally when it's starting to fizzle out anyways. Halloween's over and all that kind of thing. And we would have the biggest Nerf war you've ever seen in your life in that building. I mean, the sky is blotted out with Nerf arrows, man. It was just like... So we would walk through, and I had 1 or 2 of the sniper rifles. Those things are awesome. Yeah. It's like 6 feet of just pure laughter.
Yeah. And
the darts are big and they whistle when they go by. So when they go by your ear even, you're like, oh, wow! You like drop it to the ground.
I love those big fat darts.
Yeah, big fat darts. Like, and they whistle out and they go. So we would sit, we'd always have one person there just with that one, just to find the people who are like being stupid or cheating, wherever, teenagers just having too much fun. And again, my kids were amazing. I never had a single problem that I can recollect in that entire years I was there. And we would flash the lights, and everybody's scrambling for whatever guns that they would want, kind of a deal. And we're like, load them up. Pockets are being full of arrows and stuff, and everybody's finding that one tree to hide behind, that bush that we got, like the dumbest hiding places and all, But they're just hiding wherever, and I turn out half the lights, and we would just start blasting.
Yeah. And
I don't think anybody ever even got hit. It was just so much laughter, like kids are being like the only ones that are hitting people like 2 feet away from each other, like best friends kind of deal, But it was just like, for like 3 hours. Yeah. Darts are flying. You're picking up whatever you can that'll fit in your gun, and you're shooting back and forth. Everybody. We're talking maybe 60 people. The soldiers were in on it,
My 2 oldest have the Gatling guns.
I don't know if we had those at the time. I think we had the barrel ones, maybe. Yeah. I can't remember. We had literally, it was just...
They have a tripod and everything.
It was just cases.
It's belt fed, too.
Okay, see, and I think that... Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I think the sniper rifle broke in 2 parts, maybe. Yeah. But we had bins, and it was just said Nerf on it. And it was just guns, bullets,
Me and Mackenzie used to always get each other a Nerf gun every Christmas.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's a brilliant idea.
And then we had kids in it.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, we always shoot each other.
Yeah.
I'd come in the house.
Ping pong ball guns.
And
would be fun.
there would just be a Nerf gun laying on the ground in front of the door when you first walk in. Like, it's on. I had to go try to find her. She was so easy to scare, though. All I had to do was scream, and she'd fall down.
She'd fall down, yeah. That is brilliant.
She's like, why are you screaming right at me? Like, there's
more. We're going to do a whole series on just marital tactics and marital fun, things to keep it going.
I don't understand people who have struggle with marriage. I don't understand it.
I wouldn't live that way. I would force myself to find out what it was. And
it's
yeah. I mean, I can't speak to it.
I think it's just selfishness, really. People don't want to put each other first.
It could be, yeah. If you're not putting your spouse first, what's the point?
Yeah, that's
like your whole life should be making that person laugh, making it worthwhile as much as you can, within reason.
Well, guys are naturally selfish, like we just are.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do lean that way. Absolutely.
And but funny enough, like 70% of all marriage infidelity is on the women's side. It's higher than 70% actually.
The neglect failure thing.
No, it's mostly excitement. They want excitement. They want that feeling again of when it was first new, like when you first start, kissing and all that. You first start, it's the butterflies in your stomach. They like that feeling, and so they go back for that, and it turns into something else.
Yeah, I talked about PBD doing a whole series.
Who's PBD?
On that's that Pat. I don't know, Pat. I'm sorry, I don't know your last name. The guy has hat I'm wearing, his company. Valuetainment or PBD Pond. It's Pat something Buchanan. I don't remember. He's Syrian. I don't want to lie. Billionaire. He's like a if a billion. He's up there. Phenomenal podcast. I love his show. It's the only one I really watch anymore. I don't really watch anybody else. Good solid Christian group that he's got that work, and they do business consulting. Maybe now he created a company, sold it for like 150 million or 200 million.
What's it got to do with marriage people?
Well, he did a series on fatherhood kind of a deal. And he did it was sort of like you tuned in and he did a whole deal on it. And I didn't watch it because I didn't want to take up a slot from anybody because I think it was a limited amount of views.
Was an actual father?
Yeah, I wanted somebody who's actually,
I'm not
who
that,
needed
I don't
it.
care.
And so, but I would still like to see it. And I was like, he is one of the ones that could do it well. Loves his kids. Like he talks about them all the time. He just glows when he does, And I always had, he would be the one to do so, but maybe we could even do something to that nature. Just talk about dumb stuff that's occurred and how you've handled it, or different things that you've learned from along the way, maybe even.
I think I'm so weird and different, and so's my wife.
That's the truth about you, but your wife, I remember.
She's strange.
I remember going, this is how you mom, a long time ago, thinking in my head, this is how you mom. She's running around the house with Nerf guns with her boys.
Yeah.
And they're shooting whatever imaginary zombies, but she's going through the house with them, and they're little, they're itty bitty, and they're flying upstairs, they're hiding behind stuff, and she's just chilling, and I'm sitting I was doing something in the kitchen area, and I'm looking around, I'm like, this is how you do it, like this is brilliant, I'm sure lots of mothers do that, but she was never one who was like, don't do that. No, she was like, that might hurt a lot, or that might be an ambulance ride, but let's see what happens. She's more like that.
That's a rule that is set. When Eli was first born, my firstborn was first made, Eli.
Yeah.
I said, we don't say no.
Okay.
Because that's all we heard.
That's all we heard.
Our whole lives growing up was no to everything.
Yeah, everything.
It was a fight to get a yes.
It was sort of like you were saying, there's no point in asking. Yeah. I'm not going to waste my time asking.
It's like, does it sound remotely fun? Then no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it you not sitting in a corner somewhere just being quiet? Yeah. You can't do it.
So it kind of bit me in the butt a little bit.
It's going to.
I was like, they're going to want to do dangerous things. Just let them do it as safely as possible. It's like, but let them do it. So they got this stupid idea to throw baseballs at each other.
Yeah, you just talked about that one a while
back.
Did I? Yeah, that's brilliant. Go ahead and finish it though, because nobody saw the one that we did it on.
Freaking!
It's hilarious.
So my wife says, "Okay, put the baseball helmets on, and duct tape pillows to your chest, and I'll let you do it," kind of a thing. Because the rule is we don't say no. If it's not like satanic or evil, or like. I want a porno mag. Like, yes. We don't
playing
say
in the streets kind of thing. Yeah.
But they want to do something, climb a tree, jump off a rock, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, go for it. So they want to throw baseballs at each other. And baseball helmet, pillow, duct taped around their chest. And they're throwing at each other. And they've been doing it for like 20 minutes in our den. And then one threw the one at the other, and for some unknown reason, he thought he needed a duck. Even though he's fully padded and they've been pelting each other with baseballs this whole time, hit the sliding glass door, which was made in 1965, which is irreplaceable.
It was huge.
It was massive.
It was
Each
so
panel
big.
was like 5 feet wide. It was a monster.
It was like an 11-foot double setup. Yeah,
it was 12 foot 2 inches wide altogether.
12 foot too. Jesus,
It was so it was like each panel 6 foot.
yeah. It was huge doors.
Massive.
It's like 5 seconds to open. It's sliding.
A $1,500 mistake.
Ugh.
But I couldn't get mad because she's like, "Well, you said not to say no." I was like, "Well, have them do it outside."
Yeah, there's a whole backyard.
Nobody said the den.
A whole acre out there. Yeah.
Yeah, they were throwing baseball.
There's all kinds of stories that you guys
But
have.
don't tell your kids no.
Yeah, I mean,
Let them
just
have fun.
like I said, I had, and I probably have shared this too. I had a parent who that was it. I had a program that I did a program where I would create contractors or bring in contractors for stuff, and I would create classes. And so, in Alaska, a lot of the mothers, on average, where we were, the soldier was the male, and the mother was at home with the kid while the soldier was the spouse was at home with the kid while the soldier was in deployed in Iraq or Afghanistan. And I say that because I had one male whose wife was the soldier. She was on the medical unit out there, and so I mean there are. But anyway, so my job was to in Alaska. They're scared to drive. They're scared to go anywhere. They're scared to do anything.
Yeah.
They're living in each other's houses.
The bears will eat you. Uh-huh.
They're living with each other in houses just to keep company and have somebody there in case something happens. Anyways, like the lights or power goes out, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're calling Shaw, which is the local, which is the government maintenance crew basically, and they'll come out and they'll start a boiler for you, get your power back on, whatever. So they got nothing to do. They're not going anywhere. So I would create classes for them to get them out of the house that they could do with their little kids, which 2 years, if you can find something
Baby
to do,
yoga.
If you can find something to do between 2 and 4 years old, you will make a fortune.
Yes.
Because there's nothing to do
with kids'
them.
activities.
It's too difficult. It's too hard.
Easy money.
I created an art class, which was basically come get dirty, we'll clean you up and send you home kind of thing. It was just like, we're introducing you to stuff. We're introducing you to what's going on. The first day I bought these little tiny aprons, or like anytime you can create a picture to go to grandma, you win.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, all these, that's happening. And this is the era of, pictures and text messaging still. Everybody's not like addicted to their phones and doom scrolling. So the first day, they would get an apron, and then I had all these decorative things that they would glue to it, and they could draw on it and color on it and glitter the heck out of it or whatever. We didn't do too much glitter because sometimes I would do food, but we do the big bead sequiny things, or bedazzle it. I had an art class that I did in the same mindset. I branched it off. I had one that was cooking, one that was art, and I don't remember whatever one. But anyway, the art class one, I had this mother who came in. Clean cut, Asian woman. Everything was perfect. Her son was perfect. This is a 3-year-old who's like head to toe, cleanest thing you ever saw, shiny. I'm like, you do not belong in Alaska. And we get to know each other throughout the classes and talking. She's like, this is great because we don't do this at home. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, no painting, no color, no nothing. I was like, I don't understand. How can you? I mean. Where's the fun in being a mom for that? I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't handle the mess. I can't handle anything out of order. I can't handle anything. Everything has to be clean. And this goes here, that goes there. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. That was the kind of concept. I said, here's what you do. And I'm like I said, I probably shared this before, but I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to a garage sale or go somewhere, find one, whatever, get a little kiddie table. I said, if I have one here, I'll give it to you. I don't care. We'll find you one. I want a little kid table. And I want you to put that kid table somewhere safe in your house as far as easy to clean up a mess, like the corner of the kitchen, start there. Somewhere where there's tile, whatever. And I want you to give him a chair that fits him, that he can be comfortable in, and it goes to that table. And I want you to create a little area there of crafts. So get the paints, the colors, whatever it is that you want to do. Start yourself small. It's fine. They don't leave that table. They stay there. So when he sits at that table, he knows this is where he can color. This is where he can draw whatever project he wants to do, and just let him know it stays right there. And I do that a lot just because when you're in a classroom with kids, you're looking for something that some kid took 15 places and 30. Crap, we really needed this 10 seconds ago and I had it. Where did it go? So I am about that. I'm one of those people, my brain just naturally goes, all right, well, make sure it stays in this area just so I can see, okay, it's 5 feet distance. I can find it, So I told her, I said, and what you'll do is you put him in clothes that you're okay with him not, he's got to have something that you're okay with him being dirty in, even if it's pajamas, I don't care. Or if he just has no shirt on, have him just sit there in a pair of shorts without a shirt on if you have to. I don't care. Just something to where you're okay with it. And a couple weeks later, she was like, my husband called. And I was talking to him, and he asked where the boy was. He said, well, he's actually painting right now. He goes, no, what? What was he? What are you talking about? She said, and she sent him a picture of him sitting at a table, and she's like, "You've got to be kidding me! You actually have him set up in an area in the house painting." And he's like, "What has gotten into you?" Like kind of thing. That is, he's like, "I'm 100% behind it. I've been fighting for it." Kind of. She told me, she's like, "It is something that we've kind of, we've struggled with, and with him gone in Iraq, there's no problem. She can run the whole gamut, And she's like, he
can be as strict as she wants.
Yeah, she said that he was really excited and really proud that I was able to do that with her. And she said the fact that it was contained, I was okay with. The fact that I knew that this is the dirty area. Yeah. I said, yeah, none of that was for him. That was all for you. Yeah. I didn't create anything in my head that would benefit him. It was all what would benefit you, because the moment you're like, no, it's done. Yeah. You got it. He doesn't care where he can do it on the floor. He can do it in the backyard for all he cares. He doesn't care. He just wants to have fun. And he was a great little kid. I mean, he had fun in the class and all.
There's a lot of difference between boys and girls. It's amazing the difference between the two. Like,
it is night and day in the sense of it.
It's like dogs and cats.
They're trying to muddle it now, of course, but that is the truth matters when it comes to that age, and it still comes down to it, is literally night and day.
They're like, you don't spank Cordy near as much as you spanked us. Like, don't have to. Look at her wrong. She cries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
she knows. Like, yeah. She's hyperventilating. If I touch her, she's going to die.
Raise my voice at her. It's over.
Like shock panels just for her. Like, Claire,
Yeah.
Yeah, she would, this mother would finish the kids' projects because they just didn't look right. Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
Here's something I did. And this is what got us talking. She would pick his clay project up and make the arms better, make the feet better. This isn't, you got to, that kind of thing. So when she came into class next day, she had her own.
She couldn't handle it.
I gave her own project. It was so, because
you don't touch his. You don't touch it.
Yeah, the rule of the class was, a lot of the parents, they would come in, set the kid at the table, and they'd sit in the back. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is your seats right here, your chair's right there. That's why there's a big table or big chair, low chair. Like, you're gonna say, oh no, this is just no. This is for you, not
this isn't babysitting hour.
Yeah, I don't sit here and babysit. And I had a couple of parents, so I gave them money back. They're like, no, I'm not. Sorry, leave. This not. I said, it states clearly in the guidelines that you will fully 100% participate with her. This is teaching you how to do this. This is basically what I was doing. I didn't say it to them. But I was like, part of the policy of this class is you will be interactive. And the parents eventually just fell in love with it. They were doing everything I was doing at home. Yeah. Like, they got siblings. They didn't want to pay for all the kids to go, but now they can go. I'm like, I show them where I get everything. I'm like, it's right down, the Joann's or wherever. Just buy it out there. Get this online. And but yeah, so she would finish his projects, and she came in the next time, and she's, oh, there's an extra one here. No, it's not. You're just the only adult who has their own project to work on. Leave his alone.
Yeah, don't touch it.
And she kind of got it. Like, it was like, she kind of got it. She was like, oh yeah.
Tell Kenzie's like, as the boys like hit puberty and all that, you can't interrogate them when they come in anymore.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What was your day like? What'd you do? Blah blah blah. It's like, you don't do any of that.
Let them come to you.
You gotta ignore them.
Yeah.
You can say hi and goodbye. You can say hi, goodbye. Hey, how's it
you're
going?
still alive. I always say, oh, you're still alive. Yeah.
But don't. It's like, they'll come to you. It's like, otherwise you meddle.
Yeah.
And they'll shut down. She goes, well, I don't think I can do that.
Oh yeah, women hate it.
Yeah. It's like, well, that's why you have a daughter. You go do that with your daughter.
That's right. That's why you have chickens.
Yeah.
Go touch your rabbits.
And it's just like, in marriage is simple. If you just put the other person first, when you first wake up, you think, what would the other person want?
Yeah.
And if you both do it,
right? Yeah, you're flowing better.
It's a successful marriage.
Yeah. I remember watching a singer. It was a Christian worship singer, and he had his wife on stage with him. Beautiful creature. And he's like, we've been married 40 something years. It was at Sagu. He was up on stage out there, and he's like, he's sitting there and he goes, our anniversary's coming up, and he's looking at her and he's like, people who struggle with marriage, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because this has been a blast. He said, I'm just talking from my end. He's like, I absolutely love.
She might be miserable, but I'm doing great.
she's probably ready to contemplate suicide, but I'm happy.
You can always tell like people who know exactly like I don't even want to say who they are because you know who they are, but it's another couple that we knew back from home, and people like after they sit down with them for a while, at a restaurant or whatever, they're like, "How long have you two been married?"
Yeah,
and they're like 3 years. Like, oh.
You know nothing about each other. Seems
like you've been married like 18 and you hate each other.
Separate houses much? You know?
Yeah, it's like me and McKin, we haven't celebrated. We've only celebrated 2 anniversaries.
She's told me you have a big one coming up, don't you?
Yeah, 20s next year.
That's insane to me. I can't even fathom that.
So we celebrated this year just because it was happenstance that we were alone together on the day.
Like I say, I'll grab the kids and we'll go do something.
We forget.
She said that too. Yeah. I was like, I told her because I think I told her the same thing. I was like, give them to me. I'll take them. You know. Yeah. And we'll, you guys go do whatever. She's like, we just like woke up like, hey, 3 days ago was our anniversary. Duh.
That's it. Yeah. It's just she doesn't make it a big deal, and I don't make it a big deal.
I told her I'll buy her a cigar for her next one. And
yeah, she likes those little rose ones.
Yeah, she does like
the rose.
Fat Betty's.
Yep.
Dead rose. Yeah, dead roses. We have rambled enough for you guys tonight. We appreciate you making it this far.
If you watch this,